There's a story coming out of California that really caught my eye, a story involving a 7-month-old child that was kidnapped in broad daylight in a shopping center parking lot. And you would think that people would have seen this go down, but apparently, as far as I know, there are no witnesses. Now, the mother claims that she was changing her child's diaper, that she and her husband and their other kids, they were at the park for a big football game, and she realized that one of her kids needed a new mouthpiece. So she took her youngest kid to go to a store, I believe it's called Big Five, to get a mouth guard. In the process, she realized that her kid needs his diaper changed. She gets out of the car, she's changing his diaper when she says that she hears a Spanish voice, and then that's the last thing that she remembers. Because from what she's saying, she hears this voice, I guess maybe she goes to turn around or something like that, and bam, she gets knocked out cold. She says that she wakes up sometime later. She has a black eye. She's frantically looking for her son. Her son is nowhere to be found. Apparently, no witnesses saw this. She runs in the store. She runs around looking for her kid. She calls 911, and that's basically how the story goes. Now, immediately, the first thing I wondered is, hey, was this not caught on camera? There's cameras in like every parking lot that I can think of these days. But apparently there were no cameras here. And apparently there are no witnesses coming out saying, hey, we saw some guy walk up and knock this lady out and steal her baby. Now, at the time of this recording, they claim that this case does not qualify for the Amber Alert or something like that. So they haven't sent out any alerts. Meanwhile, this 7-month-old kid is missing, believed to have been kidnapped. And I mean, it's a very scary situation because it appears that this kind of happened at random. I don't think this was a targeted situation. The family claims they don't have any enemies or problems with anyone. It seems like, if we're to believe what the mother is saying, that someone just walked up on her in the parking lot, knocked her out, and took her kid. And I mean, they got search teams looking. A lot of the friends and family are out here helping to look for the kid, but they're not putting out the proper alerts, and that really bothers me because I don't think you should have to fit a certain criteria. I mean, if you're a 7-year-old that got kidnapped from a parking lot, how does that not meet the criteria? Whatever. I just feel like in any of these situations, alerts should go out, right? But before I go any further with my thoughts, I want to go ahead and roll this news clip. Let's listen to what they're saying about this case, and then I'll be right back with more.
Parents in Yucaipa are searching for their 7-month-old son. The boy's mother says her baby was kidnapped after she was attacked by a stranger in front of a store last night.
Now his parents are pleading for the public's help to bring their baby boy home safely. Alina Abobian live in Yucaipa with the latest on the investigation. Alina.
Hi there, guys. Good evening. Well, the parents absolutely beside themselves as they continue to search for their 7-month-old baby. Now, take a look behind me. The baby went missing in this very parking lot here in Yucaipa, right in front of this Big Five store. Friends and family have gathered at this hour. They're getting ready to go out for a search party.
No, he's gone. I can't find him. If you know anything, please come and bring my son back. Please, I'm begging you.
It's a mother's desperate plea for help in finding her 7-month-old baby boy, Emmanuel. Rebecca Haro says it all happened Thursday evening around 7. She, her husband, and their 2 other children were at a nearby park for their older son's football practice. She says she drove over to this Big Five store to buy a mouth guard for her older son.
I came over here, parked right here in this edge. When I was coming over here, I smelled the baby went to the restroom. It's like, okay, Papa, don't worry, we're going to change you.
Rebecca says she took out a diaper and laid the baby down next to the car seat. She only remembers a voice she heard.
I was gonna get the diaper and somebody said hola, and I didn't see nothing since. I woke up right here on the floor and I didn't see Emmanuel.
Rebecca says she woke up with a black eye and her baby gone. She searched around the car, ran into the store, then called 911.
Everybody came, the dogs, helicopters.
But no sign of Emmanuel and no witness to what may have happened.
Whoever took my son, please return him. We just want him back. We won't do anything to you. We just give us our son. Just keep him safe. Don't hurt him. Make sure you feed him, change him.
Emmanuel's father, Jake, says his family does not have any enemies and can't imagine who or why anyone would take their baby.
If you know anything, please come forward or take him to the cops or please let us know anything, please.
Now, an Amber Alert did not go out for Emmanuel because it does not meet the criteria for an Amber Alert. However, according to the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department, they are still investigating this as a suspected kidnapping. So if you have any information, you're urged to contact the Sheriff's Department.
So I'm looking at this story. I'm looking at the various news segments that are out there. I'm looking at the snippets of the interviews that the parents have done. And I don't know. Something does not feel right. I have a bad feeling. And at the time of this recording, I can't quite put my finger on what that bad feeling is. I don't want to hop out here and start hurling accusations at parents who just lost their child, whose child was just possibly kidnapped. I don't want to come out here and hurl accusations at them. I don't know what that feeling must be like. But at the same time, I just got this feeling inside. And I don't know, am I feeling this way because this is just a horrific situation? You know, someone just randomly walking up while you're not paying attention, knocking you out and taking your kid while you're in the parking lot of a store that other people are shopping at? Is that why I have this bad feeling that, oh man, America has just gotten this bad? You could get out of your car to go to the freaking Kmart and just get whacked over the head and your kid get taken and no one says anything, no one saw anything. Is that why I have this bad feeling? Or do I have a bad feeling because there's maybe something else to this story? Maybe there's something more to this story? Maybe the parents know more than what they're saying. I don't know. I'm looking at her black eye and I'm wondering, is that really a fresh black eye? Is that really a fresh black eye that you got from getting knocked out in the parking lot? Because it doesn't necessarily look like a fresh black eye to me, but then again, I can't be the one to sit here and judge, right? But I'm looking at the reaction to this story. And for the most part, the true crime community, they're already like, oh yeah, they definitely killed the kid. And I did notice a couple of things, such as they referred to their child in the past tense. And these are things that you learn to pick up on when you've covered enough cases like this one, because unfortunately, we see stories like this all the time where mothers or parents come out and they act as if they're so sad that something happened to their child when in reality they did something to their child. Now, I'm not saying that's the case here because I don't know. But it does seem like law enforcement, I don't know. Maybe it's too early to say, but it feels like law enforcement is kind of being iffy with this case as well. Maybe they suspect something as well. But here's just a few comments that you'll see online. The real tears will come when they get arrested. Watch. You're right. She has no tears. They'll start pouring as soon as she gets arrested. In another interview, they were talking about the baby in past tense. He was a happy baby. He was healthy, very suspicious. They didn't drop at least one tear. Poor child. Hopefully the police discover the real truth. She said she was leaning in, changing the baby, and someone came from behind. How would she have a black eye? She's a really bad liar. Someone says, I've watched several videos about this. One of them says she was tapped on the shoulder and she turned around. The black eye is a week old at least. Someone says, I hate saying it, but huge alarm bells are going off. Something isn't right with either mom or dad. Something is off with this story. Something isn't adding up. Cameras everywhere in that city and no info on the vehicle. I've got a bad feeling. If you compare them with the parents of just recently found Jaden Spicer, missing Summer Moon Utah Wells, missing Sebastian Rogers, and missing Lily and Jack Sullivan, you'll know there is a pattern. The shiner on her looks old, too. Why does the mother speak of her baby in past tense? That is odd. Heartbreaking. I hope they find him safe and very soon. So, for the most part, the reaction to this story is almost unanimously, people are automatically like, no, the parents definitely did this. And I don't want to be the person that hops out here and says that as well, so I'm not going to say that. But I will say I understand why people are suspicious. And as I was explaining earlier, when you see enough stories like this, when you cover enough cases like this, it gets to that point where you always look at people suspiciously, because more often than not, when it comes to stuff like this, it's usually not total strangers. Usually it's someone the kid knows. Oftentimes it's the kid's parent. And we've seen bogus fake stories get made up all the time. Now, as I was mentioning earlier on in this video, it's kind of crazy to me that there's not a camera in this parking lot. And I'm wondering if maybe there is. Maybe the police have access to some footage that we don't know about. But even if there's not a camera in this particular area that would have shown this woman get attacked and her baby get kidnapped, maybe there's a camera from another angle that would have caught something. There's got to be a camera around here that would have caught something. Maybe a suspicious vehicle speeding out of the parking lot. Maybe some Hispanic dude running down the streets holding a baby. And I say Hispanic because she was sure to say that she heard someone speaking Spanish before she got knocked out. Now, sometimes in these stories, when you provide extra details like that, it's an indicator that you're lying. I'm not saying that's the case here, but I'm wondering, is that something that she added in because she wanted people to kind of get in an uproar, because we do got a lot of problems with illegal immigrants and stuff, and maybe people would go on a crusade against the illegal immigrants, deport them all, right? Thinking that they're kidnapping babies when in reality she did something to her child. I don't know. But I am skeptical here. But at the end of the day, everyone just wants this baby to be found. So, while I don't think that we should automatically come out here and just place all the blame on the parents, we should wait a little bit. Let's gather some more information. I do understand that a lot of the people who feel that way, they're not just feeling that way to be hateful, they're feeling that way because they're concerned for the child. So it's a complicated situation for sure. Now, I have seen that the father does have prior charges of child endangerment, but as of right now, I'm not trying to do a deep dive on his criminal past or the mother's criminal past. I'm trying to give these people the benefit of the doubt. I'm trying. Yes, I have my own personal feelings. Yes, I have my own personal opinions, but I'm really trying to wait here for more information before I start jumping to conclusions. But I will say that it doesn't look good. And from what I'm seeing, it was just reported that law enforcement has noted inconsistencies in the mother's story. They have announced that they have not taken foul play off the table. And they've been interviewing the parents and investigating them as well. So, law enforcement definitely has their suspicions too. It's not just the internet. It's not just you watching this video. It's not just me deep down. I think everyone is kind of feeling iffy about this story, but hopefully everyone is wrong. Hopefully this child is found, and whoever kidnapped the child is arrested and thrown to the gulags. Now, if we find out that the parents were involved in this, then you already know that they deserve the absolute worst, especially after coming on the news and crying or the lack thereof, tears or whatever. You know what I mean? But we're going to watch this. I'm going to keep an eye on this. I'll have an update for you guys later on tonight, most likely. For now, you guys let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.